Shares of Dutch Bros getting a caffeine kick, up more than 25% since posting earnings in May. Joining us here on set, Dutch Bros CEO Christine Barone. Christine, it's great to have you here.
Thanks so much for having me, Morgan.
You know, I'm going to just right out of the gate draw the juxtaposition between Starbucks and Dutch Bros with the last earnings call, because we are seeing consumer pushback among some brands in terms of higher prices and in terms of belt tightening. That has not been the case with Dutch Bros. I guess walk me through it. Who is buying your coffees? Are you taking market share?
So as we look at it, I think it's a lot of really knowing who our customer is and focused on that customer who just loves the innovation we have. So if you look at what we're doing, we're really driving innovation. We launched protein coffee this quarter. We launched boba this quarter. We also have an awesome rewards program. So 66% of our transactions go through that rewards program.
Okay, I want to stick with the protein coffee here for a minute. Who's your demographic, especially a time where, and I think about Nestle a couple weeks ago, launching a protein-focused offering for GLP-1 users. Is that part of the upswing or tailwind you're seeing with that product?
So I think what we're seeing with that is there is a lot of protein usage also in that younger demographic. So they're drinking the kind of those protein-fortified milks. And so we are starting to see that trend and just thought it would taste really great with coffee. And so we flavored it with different things. It's something I have every morning.
What's the right way to think about what the store is supposed to mean in 2024 and the rest of the 2020s? Because you got to plan these for the long term. When Starbucks first got Wi-Fi, it became this sort of gathering place idea. But now there seems to be this congestion that's happening in the store. How are you planning your stores? How are you thinking about them philosophically to be relevant for the next decade?
Yeah, so as we look at it, a lot of people really love convenience and they want service at the same time. And so that's really what our model is. It's focused on having our broistas come out and greet you in the line. We're a drive-through concept, so you get to drive through, but you miss none of the service by coming through the drive-through because we'll greet you with a smile. We don't speak to you through a box. We actually come out and say hi to you. We gather your drink. We might help you figure out what drink you want, and then we serve it to you at the window with a smile.
What are you doing about unions and healthcare?
So what we try to do is really ensure that our employees love working at Dutch Bros, and that it's not just about kind of it's about a lot of different things to make sure that they're happy, that they have an awesome work environment, and that they love coming to work every day.
I mean, you're expanding aggressively, quadrupling stores, I think, over the coming years. How are you deciding what markets to go into? How is labor factoring into that? And I guess to that point, when we talk about things like drive-thrus, for example, which we know have had a comeback post-pandemic, what factors into making those decisions and making sure you also don't overexpand into certain markets?
Yeah, so all of our growth is predicated on having people ready to go open new markets. So we have an operator pipeline. All of our shops are open with operators who've been with the company an average of 7 years. And they move to a new market, they open that shop. And so as we expand across the country, a couple of different things. So one, we want to make sure that our supply chain is successful. We want to make sure that our people are successful, that they're places that they want to move to. And we're kind of continuing to expand in adjacent states as we go across the country.
If you need people with 7 years of experience, how do you grow that pipeline as you try to expand faster and faster? Or do you eventually run out of operators to open places?
Yeah, so what we do is we really do spend a lot of time training folks. So it starts as you come in as a broista. You pass what's called a flow check, and you really learn how to make every single beverage. So it's a lot of training. It's ensuring people want to stay with us, too, and grow with the company. So sharing all of those opportunities with them.
So if we take a step back, what is your sense of the consumer right now?
Yeah, so I think that where the consumer is right now is they're being very thoughtful about where they're spending their money, and they want brands and experiences that really resonate with them. And so I think they're coming to us because of that. It's not just about the coffee, it's also that connection that they have with our broistas.
Is there still room to raise prices, or do you think, given what we're seeing with the consumer more broadly, we've hit a wall?
I think that, like others, we'll be very cautious as we look at price. We haven't decided anything for the rest of the year, but I do think we should be very cautious looking at the rest of the year.
What's the modern philosophy for you on loyalty programs and in the smartphone era, how those should really work?
Yeah, I think it's about taking our lead from our customers and understanding how often do they want to be communicated, what types of things do they love to hear. What we're finding is it's a mix of new products, it's a mix of news that's coming out from Dutch Bros, and then it's also rewards, and so incentives to come in and have that extra drink.